welcome back to the railroad, the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston subdivision in HO Scale. My name is Daryl Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for episode 30 of season 2021. This is a relatively short video covering just a little bit of work, but a big impact, a huge impact. It's amazing how much difference scenery makes. Ground foam, plaster shell, and everything definitely enhances things. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, especially the liking. That helps out dramatically, so please do that if you could. This is what it looked like a week ago at the last update. Was so happy to get the bridges in, but it did not have any scenery in place. So it looks pretty cool right now already with the trains going through the new bridges. Took me a while to get the bridges done and painted the color I like them and getting the right bridges that fit the prototype and everything. So I was happy to get it to this point, but definitely needs some scenery, which we did this week. This is what I'm going to be working on this coming week, getting the abutments and highway structure and scenery around that area. But this week, I got the scenery done right around this area and used the standard procedure. I'm getting pretty good at this, putting in the cardboard webbing and making sure I had the form of the land around the Weber River and around the railroad here down where I wanted it, because I wanted to make sure I had a few features for this area that definitely will make it look like the prototype. One thing is right here. I wanted a flat area right there because this is a big train watching spot. I wanted a second flat area there. The second flat area is going to be the Taggart's restaurant, which my wife and I stopped at when we were there last time. This is, again, what we're going to be working on this coming week. Not only the abutments, but that whole area around there. But I wanted to have that flat area there right next to the tracks, because that's where a lot of railroad rail fanning takes place. But anyway, once I had the cardboard webbing in, then I put some rosin paper over it to kind of give it a good form. It also strengthens it and make sure that the cardboard webbing shapes does not show through. And then on top of that, we put the plaster gauze and then a layer of plaster painted on top of that. So you can see just a little bit of the gauze area here. I almost forgot to take a video of this. I started painting it. I was putting some ground foam on it, and I remembered about doing a video. So I went ahead and stopped what I was doing and went ahead and showed what it looks like at this stage. You notice the river is getting kind of messed up. And here you can see the texture. So you can see the webbing underneath it and then the layer of plaster over on top. It's not a super hard shell. There's still some flexibility to it. I can poke trees through it if I want to and so forth. Definitely not something you want to lean on. Now here it looks pretty wet still. You can see the glue even. So this is a bunch of layers of different types of ground foam, starting with the finest ground foam to the thickest, and so it goes fine turf, coarse turf, underbrush, and then clump foliage. Those are the three layers, and order from the finest to the roughest, or clumpiest, I guess you could say. Here's the same scene with the most of it dry. Now you can see that flat area there. This is I think it's a maintenance area, but there are always some people parked there watching trains come out of the tunnel and then cross the bridge here. And definitely when I was there, I spent quite a bit of time there, and so I wanted to make sure that feature was on the layout. So will be some cars there and some people taking pictures on the layout, which will mean that every time a train goes through here, he'll have to make sure he has his bell on and blowing his horn and so forth to warn them that a train is coming through. But definitely kind of makes the scene come alive. Now here we have the bridges in and the bridge track in place. Also added trees and put a coat of paint in for the river. Now this probably is not the final coat of paint I'm going to put down. Eventually I'll put a gloss coat over on top of it using Envirotex, or maybe something else. I'm not sure exactly, but it will have a gloss coat eventually. So, but I'm not going to get to that for a while. Right now, this color green is going to have to fit. It does match the green color of the river pretty well, so it'll be good for now. When I come back through again, I'll make sure I paint it the proper color, and it's got some rough parts to it too. I just painted over. I didn't worry about it, so I'll smooth that out and get that all done. So this is how the whole area is shaping up. So all the way down there is Morgan. Come along to the Taggart Mountain area. Cross the Thru Truss bridges. That we'll need to put a backdrop in yet. That's something I'll probably be working on fairly shortly. I'm going to be heading out to Evanston here pretty soon, so I think I'm going to wait on the backdrop until I get out there. I'm going to try and take some more pictures that can be specifically used for backdrops. All right, so here's what it looks like with trains going through. This is, if you look at the beginning of this video and how it looked with just the bridges and the wood, definitely is a big difference with all the landforms and vegetation. The trees, these trees are by Heike. Had two different types of kits from Heike that are working out pretty good. And then I also have been using some trees from my N-scale layout. So here they're blowing the horns as they go through. One thing I should say too, as nice as this looks pretty cool, I think. It looks even better in person. We had an operating session yesterday and definitely had a ton of positive comments. People who were coming to operate were just kind of blown away by how this turned out. So stack train, and this is a local going into the tunnel, and a stack train coming in the other direction. These bridges are by Walthers. I did a little modification, put some lattice on the innermost slanted supports, diagonal supports, I guess you should say. But they're Walthers, and they match the prototype real well and have clearance for double stacks and everything. And here you get a little bit different angle. You can kind of see how it's going to look. Definitely will help to have the backdrop in and the rest of the scenery and the highway. Here you can see the roughness also of the river. As I said, I just painted over what was there. Someone said I should just kind of leave the rough in there. That would represent rocks. Maybe somehow find a way to paint them a little bit. So it looks like rocks. And the water. We'll see. Hey, excursion train, big boy coming across also. Again, it'll definitely be improved by the backdrops being completed. So overall, it's definitely turned out great, I think. There's not a lot of work, not a whole lot of scenery, but definitely a big impact. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm going to try to do some midweek videos this week since this one was so short. Maybe a live video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a great week.